Hey, ready?
Rusty Fairwood.
Clark Fairwood.
My brother Clark Fairwood.
And we got Pam here as well, too. The whole party's here.
Our brand new musical comedy, Fairwood, debuted on Crackle.
Lots of music, lots of laughs. Come on and visit us.
Now, the thing that I love about the two of you is that you were at the right place at the right time, to have your career kind of take off and, become the host of this #1 show. Tell us a little bit about, what we're going to see in the series.
Well, there's lots of music and adventure and mystery and love and food.
We're host of a TV station, and little did we know, an evil empire decides to come over and try to take over the town. But luckily, we have a great town. We're very charismatic people, and we try to rally together to give those bad guys a run for their money.
Exactly. Pam, let's talk a little bit about the character of Candy. Tell us a little bit about when she first met Rusty and Clark, and a little bit about their journey.
Well, Candy is hiding out from the press, right? And Candy and my daughter and Honey, and we are sweethearts of country music. We're famous people, a little too famous for our taste, right? Because there's a lot of bad press going on. And anyway, so we hide out in the town of East Plains, and we meet all these amazing characters, and I end up hanging out and staying on because I fall in love. I fall in love with this guy I meet in the grocery stores in East Plains, and he's squeezing melons, and he just sweeps me off my feet. So I end up hanging out. But the thing I love about East Plains, besides Rusty and Clark, there's a whole bevy of eccentric characters, and East Plains embraces their eccentric characters. And it's just zany, wholesome fun, and I like that part of it. Good family entertainment.
Good family entertainment. And speaking of family, two of the people that I love seeing are your grandparents. Rusty and Clark, let's talk a little bit about their influence. I mean, they are guiding you, they're helping you out, they're cheering you on. Talk a little bit about having those grandparents there on the show.
Well, it's wonderful to have family, from children to grown-ups to that crazy uncle. But when you got grandparents, that's something that really stays close to your heart.
And my favorite thing about our grandparents was when we found these awesome seats in our grandpa's attic. He's a very charismatic preacher, and us being charismatic entertainers, they just fit like a glove. And check out these colors. Clark voice,
Rusty Red.
And Rusty Red. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Pam, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about, the influence of this their musical career, and, the music that everybody is creating and being a part of this show. And how do you think that Rusty and Clark connect with audiences and their fans, and how they're so well loved and get to, become #1?
I think the thing that people can relate to is, I think they're in a little bit over their head, just a little bit. And but they're trying to cope, and they're doing it with humor, and they're doing it, with all their relationships, their friendships. That's what makes the whole thing work, because they really are trying to tackle something huge. And I think everybody feels like that way about life these days. Life is complicated, and you never know where the next big, you never know what's coming at you. And so these guys are kind of hapless, and but they're finding their way, and they end up, I love what John Lennon said: life is what happens when you're making other plans. They don't know all this is going to come down, but they're up for the challenge.
They're good for a challenge, they're up for a good time. Thank you so much for your time today, Rusty, Clark, Pam. Fairwood now airing on Crackle.